Hello, Vifhians! Are you tired of traditional learning methodology and want to transform your learning into a game? If yes, then the wait is over. Vifhe has launched its gamification learning model, in which there are 7 levels to score 100 points. Level 1, recorded sessions. Level 2, live classes. Level 3, assignments. Level 4, test yourself. Level 5, testing platform. Level 6, mock. Level 7, quick WhatsApp response, in which you need to score at least 80 marks. But the game will not get over. You still need to pass your ACCA exam. So if you score 100 points and you pass, you will get $30 discount. If you score 90 points and you pass, you will get $20 discount. And if you score 80 points and you pass, you will get $10 discount on any other paper at Vifhe. So what are you waiting for? Let the game begin.
Hi, good evening, everybody, and a big welcome to all of you in our Vifhe's game-changing webinar series for SBL for June 2022 attempt. My name is Hasan Dossani, and today is the first day of our SBL webinar. So, what we will be doing in the next 3 days, we will revise some important topics. We will talk about professional skills. We will talk about various formats, the exam techniques. I will also touch upon technical articles relevant for June attempt. I will in the last give you the study plan for last 2 weeks for self-study students. And of course, how can we leave the practice and drafting, right? So we have a lot to cover. It will be a highly exam focused webinar. Okay. So before we proceed, I just want to talk a little bit about a few things. This webinar is based on CBE approach, right? And all of you will agree that it is not possible to cover all the topics under this webinar, right? We have time limitations. So what I suggest is that you must watch these 3 webinars by me, okay? So I have planned my webinars in such a manner that if you watch them in together, you will be able to cover the 90% of the syllabus, right? So please make sure that after today's, like after this June webinar, you must look at September webinar. In September, I had covered a lot of important topics. After that, you must watch the December webinar. In December, I have solved a full case study of NEPI. And in March 2022, which was the previous last attempt webinar, I have solved the full question on TT for you. And now we are here in June. So please, you must watch these previous 3 webinars if you want to cover the entire SBL if you are a self-study student. Okay. Now, how to ask questions. That's very, very important. I really want all of you to ask as much questions as you can, because that is the purpose of having a live session, so that you can clarify all your confusions. However, we will need to maintain some discipline, right? We don't want it, sound like a jungle rule. So the way you can ask question is you can type your question in the question box, or there's no question box here. Sorry, my typing mistake. In the chat box. So in Zoom, you will see a chat box. You need to type your question in the chat box. Make sure that the chat box is not a private chat between you and me. It should be addressed to all, so that everybody can see those questions. Okay. So after every slide or 2 slides, I will stop. I will go through the chat box and I will address your questions. However, you need to keep in mind that your question should relate to the topic under discussion. That's very important. When I'm in the middle of a certain topic, I will only be able to answer questions relating to that topic, right? If you ask me a question about something else, I will not stop that topic in between and change my direction. So please stick your questions to the topic under discussion, and in the end I will give you 5-10 minutes for any open-ended questions. Got it? This is a very important discipline. So okay, I'll just answer the questions. And then when I'm doing a case study, when I will be solving the case study in the second half today, then maybe I will need some participants to speak. So the way you can speak is you will raise your hand and I will call your name and then you will speak. Okay, the way you can raise your hand is that you go to this toolbar and you will see an option called reaction. Under reaction, you will see raise hand option. Okay, but that will be not now, later on when I'm doing a case study. Right? Let me look at some questions. Okay. Komal, that's a very open-ended question. Please keep it in the end. Shaunak is saying, where can we get link to the webinars? All right. So the previous webinars, September, December, and March, you can get it on YouTube. It's there. You can get it on Vimeo. It's there. And also it's there in my own Google Drive, where every student has access. It's also safe there. Sir, what do you mean by P2P webinars by ACCA? Okay, Sheikh, doesn't matter. Make sure that whatever webinar, September, December, thank you, Ali. It is by me, all right? So sometimes ACCA is organizing a webinar. For example, this attempt, ACCA did not organize the webinar for SBL. I don't know whether you noticed or not. This time ACCA has only organized webinar for 4 subjects and they have ignored SBL. So I was happy. But then a lot of students requested me to conduct a private webinar. So I'm conducting this webinar on Vifhe's platform. Okay, so the main thing is all the 4 webinars, September, December, March, and June, should be my webinars, not from any other teachers, right? Then you will see the sequence and the connections. Okay. Lashana has sent a link for YouTube. Thank you, Lashana. Wali has sent the Google Drive link. Thank you, Wali. Okay. Yeah, Wali. Now, if you check out the status, it says it's not there anymore. Anyways, doesn't matter. Let's move on. Again, Shane, I don't like this. If we are talking something, please hold these questions towards the end, right? I will not be able to address things which are outside the topic under discussion. So a very quick introduction for those who are joining me for the first time. Professionally, I am a chartered accountant. I qualified way back in 1999 from Pakistan, and then after that, I did a lot of other certifications like CMA, CISA, CIA, something in HR, something in marketing. I have been working since then, and currently I am the Chief Financial Officer of of an insurance company based in Dubai. I've been CFO for last 10, 12 years now. So I sit on the board of directors. Now, why is that important? SBL is all about board of directors. Okay, and I will explain that in a bit. So my experience of sitting in board of directors, I will be able to share real life examples and how to tackle the chairman and the CEO. So that's very important. From a teaching experience point of view, teaching is my passion. I've been teaching for last 20, 25 years now. I just specialize in SBL related subjects, and I physically teach in Karachi at KNS Institute, and I teach online through Vifhe Institute. And this is my 8th webinar of SBL, out of which I think 6 were on ACCA's platform. I was speaking on behalf of ACCA, and 2 are private webinars like this one. This is my WhatsApp number for those who doesn't have it. It's my private WhatsApp number. In case you need to get in touch with me, please save this number. All right. So those of you who are not aware, I also manage global WhatsApp group for SBL, right? So if you want to be part of the global WhatsApp group for SBL, please can you send a message on this number, and those guys will send you the link so that you can join the WhatsApp group. So please save this number if you want to get access to my global SBL groups. It's completely free of cost. It's a community service. Okay, thank you. All right. So SBL pass rate, just 30 seconds on SBL pass rate. If you can see, March pass rate was 50%, December was 51, September was 51. So on an average, this is the pass rate, SBL pass rate. It is from, let's say on average is 50% pass rate, which is extremely high pass rate for professional, strategic professional papers. SBL has the highest pass rate. You see, other subjects like AAA, APMs, they have pass rates in 30s. SBL, it has pass rate in 49, 50, 51. So please, you stand a really good chance to pass before the examiner change their mind and reduce the pass rate for SBL. You see, previous years it was lower, it was in 40s, but now it's more in 50s. So you can pass this attempt. Now, for those students who are giving SBL for the first time, I just want to highlight some things. I'm sure most of you have heard these things, but this is for the first timers. That SBL is a very, very different paper. It's not difficult, it's different. There's a difference between being difficult and being different, right? Why do I say it's different? It is one integrated case study. Integrated case study means that there's one case study and all the questions will come out from that case study. So if you don't understand that case study, you are screwed, because everything depends, all the questions are linked to that one case study. And then you will be given some 6 to 8 exhibits. There will be a list of requirements. So very different format. The second difference is it is the longest paper, 4 hours. So none of your other ACCA papers are this lengthy, right? You will get extremely tired. 4 hours is, a mental challenge and a physical challenge. So you need to build up the stamina. Then 20 marks for professional skills out of 100. That's very, very important. This point is very important. 20% of your paper is professional skills, 20%. In all your other papers, it's professional marks, I believe, is 4, right? But in SBL, 20% of your paper is professional skills marks. So if some students, if they ask me, sir, what is the most important topic for this attempt? And I will say professional skills, because 20 marks is a huge thing. So we will talk about professional skills today, right? I would like to start with professional skills in the first day, so that we at least understand the 20% of the paper. Less emphasis on models. This is kind of good news, right? SBL, unlike other papers, is not about models and theories. It's more about giving logical, practical answers in light of the case study given, right? So this is good news in the sense that all those people out there who don't know models, who struggle with models, it's all right. Even if you don't use a model, but your answer is logical and covers all the important points, you will get marks, okay? Then there are various formats like reports, briefing notes, memos, presentations, press release, emails, all those things. So we will cover all the various formats in today's webinar. And the last thing is very, very interesting. What does it say? 25 to 30% of the paper is common sense. Wow. What does it mean? It simply means that 25–30% of your paper does not belong to any chapter. So if someone says this question, sir, this question is from which chapter or which topic, I have no clue, because it is a common sense question, very particular to that specific case study. So if you are street smart, so now how do you tackle this kind of question? You need to be street smart, you need to have some logical thinking sense, some basic business sense. And if you are not street smart, then you are not a good CFO. Do you think a CFO needs to be street smart? Absolutely, yes. Finance guys and CFOs have to be street smart. Otherwise, everybody will just rape them, right? We don't want to get raped, right? So finance guys have to be street smart. So start practicing, so common sense. So now 25–30%, let's say 25 marks is common sense and 20 marks is professional skills. So 45 marks is just, based on professional skills and common sense. Can I say half the paper almost? So please don't worry. Do not spend time on books and theories and lectures and models. Spend more time on practice, because half the paper is professional skills and common sense. You get it? All right, let me take any questions. Komal is saying how to improve professional skills in drafting answers. I will explain that, Komal. Huh? Good question. I will explain that once I talk about professional skills. Now, this slide is very different. Paper needs a different approach. So whenever you are doing SBL, you need to think like you should think like a CFO and not like a dumb idiot student. You always think that you should always imagine yourself that you are the CFO of that company. You are the most senior person in the finance department, and the board is looking up to you for guidance, for advice. And when you are drafting your answer, when you are giving your logics, imagine that you are writing to the board of directors and not to the examiner. So this mindset, thinking like a CFO and drafting that, giving your answers to the board of directors will automatically uplift your confidence. It will uplift your way of thinking. It will uplift your way of drafting. And when we are doing today's question and all the practice, I want you to feel like a CFO. Think out of the box. Don't think like an accountant. Don't think debit. Don't think credit. Think like a business person or a CFO talking to the CEO or talking to the board. Please, start imagining that. You will feel good. You will feel confidence. And inshallah, after 10 years, 15 years, you will be the CFO, right? So better start practicing now, because SBL paper is all about CFO and board of directors. Okay, got it? This is a mindset which many students have used and they have passed. Right. Why students fail SBL? That's very important. So if you want to pass SBL, then first let us know why students fail SBL, or let's put it like why the examiner fails students. Again, this most of you may have heard this, but this is for the first timers. The biggest problem it is, and generally it is in order of sequence. The biggest problem is that as per the examiner, general answers are obviously. So you have been given a 7-page case study and you have been asked to advise on a particular problem. And you don't give your answers with reference to that scenario, then you will not pass. Of course, this is not a definition paper. This is not a theoretical or a general paper. Who's this unmuted guy? Bukola, can you please mute Bukola? Excuse me, Bukola, can you please mute? Please be careful with unmuting, okay? The second problem is the examiner says, students merely copy paste materials with exhibits without adding or their own comments or explaining why the point is important. So in CB, obviously there is a functionality of copy pasting, and that students are taking, misusing that functionality. They are just copy pasting the entire exhibits in their answer, and then they expect the examiner to pass them. No. There is no harm in copy pasting. In fact, it is good that you copy paste some important facts and figures and sentences. but then you have to add your own comments on top of it, right? That's where the examiner wants to see what is your thought process, what is going on in your mind. Just copy pasting will not tell the examiner what is your thought process, right? So copy pasting is okay, but then you need to add a couple of lines on your own to justify or defend that point. Not completing the entire paper. That's the third problem, that examiner feels that students are not able to complete the paper on time. So time management is a big issue, especially for students who are weak in English, or the English is not their primary language. They are slow readers, or they find it difficult to draft. They are slow in drafting. All this then takes extra time, right? If you read slow, if you write slow, then it will take extra time, and suddenly towards the end you will just be able to attempt 80 marks, 85 marks. You will miss out 50 to 20 marks. So time management is critical, and we will talk about time management techniques tomorrow. Poor technical and professional skills knowledge, yeah, that also happens. You won't believe, students don't even know what is pestle, what is SWOT, what is the meaning of market share. They don't even know the basic things, right? So how the examiner will pass you if you don't even know what is a SWOT analysis? SWOT. Can you type, please? Everybody type what SWOT stands for. Can you please type? Please, all of you, type in the chat box SWOT stands for. Good, Shane. Well done. Good start. Strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threat. Very good. Very good. Nice. So you see, but there are many students who don't even know what strength is, what weakness is. So obviously, I'm sure you guys are more smarter. And then this one is a bad one. Insufficient number of points according to the marks. Again, this is the examiner saying that students do not write sufficient amount of points. So if it is a 10 marks question versus a 25 marks question, obviously the number of points will differ, right? So you have to plan how many points we should cover. We will talk about this in tomorrow's session, exam techniques. No, Abdul Moid, no. We'll talk about this tomorrow, okay? Students do not doing practice on CBE platform. Guys, how many of you have done practice on CBE platform? Or sorry, let me say, have not done any practice on CBE platform. You have no clue about SBL CBE platform. Please be honest. How many of you have not? Write not. NOT. If you have not ever, practiced, you see so many of you. I'm sure you must, or okay, Mavish, you are very honest. Mavish is saying, I did, but not enough. Yeah. So you see, the examiner, yes, Sumesha, I will. The examiner will immediately notice that if you haven't practiced on CBE, I can identify CBE platform, and then and formatting skills. Now the voice is okay. Now the voice is okay. So how many of you feel that you are weak in typing skills and formatting skills? Please type weak. So many people. And you, as a CFO, think like a age, typing and formatting is the basic skill. Do you see? Hang on. Do you see this? I made a typing mistake. That's okay. So a lot of students ask me, sir, I make spelling errors, typo errors. It's okay. As long as your typo errors is up to a reasonable limit. So in every 2-3 lines, there's one typo error, that's fine. But if there are typo errors in every line, then that's not okay. So it's a subjective thing. So little bit of typos are perfectly fine. The examiner understand. Even that examiner, that bugger will make typing errors. Nobody is perfect. But excessive typing errors and really bad formatting skills, that's not acceptable. Correct? Please, Amir Shafiq, please don't write comments which is not relating to the slide under discussion. Ria, you also just take your questions or comments to the points under discussion. All right. Now, for research students, those of you who are giving exams again, this is just an indicative assessment that those of you who obtained less than 45 marks, for sure, it shows that you have weak technical knowledge, or you have conceptual issues which is similar to technical knowledge, or you have written general answers not linked properly with the case, or you try to use models unnecessarily. But the main reason of people scoring 45 or less is basically weak technical knowledge. Then you need to fix that, right? Again, it's a subjective thing. It's just a very indicative thing. It may not work, may write in 100% cases, but that is the most generalized, statement. Like 80-90% of the students, it will apply. Now, those of you who scored between 45 to 49, this shows that you have good insufficient practice or mock exams. Okay. How many of you scored between 45 to 49? Please, can you type in the chat box your marks? 45 to 49, 46, 46, 47, 49, 49, 49, 46, 47, 49, 49, 49, 48, 47, 48, 43, 47. Hasan Chaudhary, please follow instructions. I said, please type your score if you score between 45 to 49. Okay. As a CFO, you need to listen carefully, apply carefully. Okay. Now, how many of you scored less than 45? Less than 45. 33, 38, 32, 36, 32. Javed Akhtar, less than 45. 43, 35, 35, 31, 36, 41, 42, 31. So all the second, the second lot, less than 45, you have conceptual deficiencies. You need to work a little bit more on your concepts, your theoretical knowledge, your technical knowledge. Those of you who scored 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, please guys, you need to practice. Do more mocks, practice on the CBE platform, and just practicing is not enough. You will have to get it checked by a teacher who can give you feedback. Okay. Again, this will apply to 90% of the cases, if not all, right? Can we pass SBL in first attempts? Of course, yes. A lot of students, they pass SBL in first attempt. And I know a lot of students who passed SBL just by looking at my 4 webinars. Obviously, it also depends on student to student, how street smart they are, how honest and committed they are, but very much possible. Very much possible. Okay. Ria, I will answer that later. All right, guys, done with the talking. Are you guys ready for SBL question solving now? What do you think? Yes, looking forward? No, 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 no. You guys are not ready. You need to be familiar with various formats, and you need to be familiar with professional skills. Then we will start practicing, right? Because then we can apply the professional skills and the format. So you're not ready, huh? Good. So let's quickly go to the format. Formats are pretty standard, okay? Generally, the examiner asks a lot of time, they ask report or section of a report, briefing paper or memo. These are the 3 most commonly on presentation slide. These are the 4 most common things. Now, there is no hard and fast format of a report. You understand that? There is no one hard and fast format of a report. There could be several formats. Even if you look at examiner's answer, that bugger has not been consistent. He has used so many formats. Sometimes he has not used a format, causing so much confusion. So I suggest, this is my suggested format, very professional. This is based on my CFO experience. Nobody can challenge it, right? So please go through this format really carefully. The first thing is you need to write on the top of the page the name of the format, like is it a report or a briefing paper, center on the page. Then there will be a to, from, subject and date. Okay, these are the 4 standard lines. To means the addressing. It will be given to you in the question. From is basically your role. Your role will be mentioned in the scenario. What is your role? Subject, copy the keyword from the requirement. I will tell you how to do it once we solve a case study. Date, just put the date of your examination day, which is 7th of June. Then you need to give the heading introduction. Leave one line here and then give the heading introduction. Now, who's this person who's unmuted? Akshay Kumar. Thank you. Now you need to give introduction. And introduction will be this report. And then you can copy from the question. I will show that in a bit. So up till here, it is the format. This is the standard format, okay? Report, to, from, subject, date, introduction. And then your real answer of the requirement will follow. Once you complete your answer, towards the end, you will write sincerely. And then whatever is your role, I mean, if you're a finance manager or you're a consultant, whatever is the role, whatever you have written here, you will just repeat it here and you will close the report. I'm sorry, I made it a very bright. All right, so is my voice clear now? Is it okay now? All right. So very standard format. You need to memorize this format, okay? Report to, from, subject, date, introduction. You need to remember these 5 things. Here will be your answer and this will be the closure. Now this one is very important. Conclusion or recommendation not required unless specifically asked in the question. So please, when you are drafting your reports, stay away from conclusion or recommendation. No need to conclude your answer unless the question specifically says to conclude or give your recommendation. Otherwise, just skip the recommendation, okay? Any questions on the report format? Abdul Mohit is saying what to write in subject and introduction. Mohit, I will show you when we do a question, okay? Any questions on report format? Because if you understand report format, all the other formats are pretty similar. Very good. This batch, today's webinar, I think are smart students, smart CFOs. I'm very glad. Atmarani, you don't do direct message, just type to everyone, right? Now the next format is called a section of a report. Sometimes the examiner says draft a section of a report. It is the most simplest format. You just give the heading, big bold heading, section of a report. Introduction, okay, which we can copy paste from the question, and then you start your answer. That's it, nothing else required, okay? Just give the main heading, give an introduction, and then start your answer. Nothing else, because it is a section. Shahzad is asking, sometimes the examiner mentioned report style. Do we need to? Yeah, don't. If the examiner wants any format, just follow my format. Okay. This report format, section of a report, just stick to this format which I'm showing. All right, the third one most commonly asked is briefing paper. Draft a briefing paper. Sometimes it is also called briefing notes. Sometimes it is also called memo. All these three have the same format. Is that clear? Briefing paper, briefing note, or memo. Same format. And again, very similar to the report format. There's a to, there's a from, there's a subject, there's a date, there's a opening sentence or an introduction, but there's no heading of introduction, but there's an opening sentence, then the body of your answer, and then the closure. Again, avoid conclusions or recommendations unless it is required in the question. So very, very similar to the report format, correct? Just the heading is Mukandakizi is saying, what about confidential report? Good question. Sometimes the examiner has asked you to draft a confidential report. Any idea? Anyone can suggest or help our friend here? If this is confidential report, what do we do? The same format, only the title differs. Format will never change. If it says confidential report, you just write here. Just add the word confidential report. Here you will see Mr. Nijle. Shit, man. And then here also you write, insert the word confidential report. That's it. Format will not change, just the title changes, okay? And there was some other interesting question as well. Someone was asking, can we give like more subheadings? in the body of our answer? Absolutely yes. Up till here is the format, and then when you are drafting your answer, you can give several headings: strengths, weakness, opportunity, threat, suitability, feasibility, acceptability, financial analysis, whatever heading you like, you can give it. Okay, you are a CFO. Please, Olu, I just mentioned, do not look at examiner because he's not consistent. Just follow the simple format which I'm showing, okay? Don't take any risk. Now the question is, what is the main difference between a report and a briefing paper? So if the format is the same, then what is actually the difference? The difference is basically this one. A briefing paper should have small size points with sufficient headings. The purpose of a briefing paper is to be informative and factual, right? Briefing paper, as the name says, you are briefing someone. And when you are briefing someone means you are trying to inform that person or bring that person up to date. So it is just the way you draft or present your answer, small points with more headaches. A report is more analytical, more evaluation, more broader, but the briefing paper should be small paragraph. That's about it, nothing else. All right. There's an email format. We all know email is very simple. You write on the top email to, from, a subject and a date, opening sentence, and then your answer and a closure. Very similar, just the heading is different. Yes, Chetan, you're right. Now then there's a presentation slide. So a presentation slide, there will be a slide. So this is the actual slide. Okay. This box is the actual slide. And then underneath the slide, there is something called supporting notes. It is also called accompanying notes. So this is the format. There will be a slide. And underneath the slide, you will need to give something called supporting notes. So what is supporting notes? So the slide will always cover the heading or the bullet. Slide will not contain stories. Okay? If you have made a presentation slide previously, or if you have attended any presentation, slides do not contain stories. They just contain talking points or bullet points. But the explanation very bad, and they don't even know. Okay, they're just attending like a non-serious person. So there's a slide, and the explanation of these bullets will be here. Okay, got it? Any questions on the presentation slides? Is my voice clear now? Right. So you're okay with the presentation slides? We will practice a question. So the bullets will be here, like the headings, and the explanations will be here. That's it. Letter format, it has just been tested once, I think. So let's skip that. You can look at it later. There's a press release or website release. It is just tested once. You can look at it later on. Business case has never been tested. You can look at it in my previous webinars. Project initiation document, tested once. You can look at it into my previous webinars. This one is important. A lot of questions comes on this topic or this topic, almost every attempt. So whenever you get a question on identify the weakness and give recommendation, I prefer that you make a tabular format. One column on weakness and one column on recommendation. Similarly, whenever you get a question on identify the key risks and suggest mitigation factors, again, you should use a tabular format, one column for risk and one column for. So this is a very neat and clean, simple format which I want you to follow. No, Sidra, no conclusions required on slide. Conclusion not required anywhere unless the examiner says, okay? Aruna, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Shanti is saying the letter was tested in previous attempt. Okay. Now, are you guys ready for SBL question solving yet? Now you know all the formats. What's missing? What's missing? Professional skills. Yes. Exactly. No. Formats and professional skills are prerequisites. Before you do any question, you need to be very, very hands-on with formats and professional skills, because each and every question in SBL has a format and has a professional skill. Okay, so just be a little bit patient and professional skills. So can anybody remind me how many marks professional skills carries? How many marks professional skills? Wow, 20 marks. Yeah, very, very heavy duty. The good news is that ACCA has defined the professional skills very nicely. So there are basically 5 professional skills. How much? 5 professional skills. It is evaluation skill. Which are the 5 one? Evaluation skill, analysis skill, communication skill, commercial acumen skill, and skepticism skill. You will need to memorize these 5 skills, okay? Evaluation skills, I will not go into a lot of details. I will just give you a strong tip what to do. It simply means that your answer should mention both pros and cons. So whenever the question says demonstrate evaluation skill, oh, by the way, you don't have to demonstrate each and every skill in each and every question. Did you understand that? Okay, I will repeat. How many professional skills are there? 5. Okay. For each question, the examiner will specifically tell you which professional skill you need to demonstrate. Got it? So for example, in the first question, the examiner says, demonstrate evaluation skill. Then you just focus on evaluation skill in that question. In the second question, the examiner says demonstrate analysis skills. So you just focus on demonstrating analysis skills on that question. Okay. So evaluation skill simply means that when you are drafting your answer for that particular question, make sure that you cover both positive points and negative points. Make sure you cover both pros and cons, positive points and negative points. Yeah. Now, 2 things. Do you think the pros and cons should be 50-50, like equal in quantity? Let's say you are supposed to give 6 points. Okay, according to marks, you have to mention 8 points. Does it mean that you have to mention 4 pros and 4 cons? No, it's not like that. In real life, if you are a CFO, right, nothing is half enough. It all depends on the scenario. If there are more pros mentioned, you will cover more pros. If there are less cons mentioned, if there are more cons mentioned, so it all depends on the availability of information. So the misconcept of equal distribution between pros and cons is crazy. It's a theoretical approach. If you are supposed to give 8 points, and the case study has 7 positive points and 1 negative point, that's okay. As long as you include the negative point in your answer, you will get evaluation skill mark. Evaluation skill simply means mention both pros and cons. Got it? Now, another misconception. Sometimes the question says critically evaluate. What is the meaning of critically evaluate? Critically means what? Critically means cons. Focus more on the criticize. Thank you. Focus more on the negative things, bad things. Criticize means, you try to pick up issues. So when it says critically evaluate, then in that case, you will focus more on cons. And just give maybe 1 pro, but focus more on cons. Okay. Is this clear? Evaluation skill is clear or not? Just you need to cover both pros and cons. They don't have to be equal. And if it says critically evaluate, then definitely you need to identify more errors, more issues, rather than talking the good points. Easy, right? All right. So you will get 4 marks if you understand this. Now, analysis skills, again, very simple. It simply means identify reasons for variances or root causes. Investigate, the keyword is investigate. So something, you need to find the reasons from the exhibit. What do I mean when I say you need to find the reasons? So have you done variance analysis ever? Do you know what a variance analysis is? You know what a variance analysis is? There's a variance, and then we need to explain and investigate the reason why the variance is there, right? So that why, that reason, the why. So, okay, let's do a scenario. Supposing you are the CEO, sales quickly fallen. Yeah, there's a lag. Wait. Is my voice clear? Am I clear now? Is the voice clear? Okay. So let's say you are the CFO, or and the sales revenue has drastically fallen. You think the board will ask you a question? What question the board will ask you? If supposing you are the board, you are the chairman or the CEO, what you will ask? Okay, I'm the marketing director. Let's see, you are the CEO. Ask a question. You will ask, no, why the sales is so low? Correct? That why is basically analysis. So, okay, can anybody guess what are the possible reasons? Now, there are 2 possible reasons. Either the quantity might be volume, there'll be a fall in volumes. Fall in volume, that's the one reason. Wait. Or there's a fall in selling price. Okay. Either our volumes have gone down or our price have gone down or both. So now if I say the volume has gone down. So last year we sold 10,000 cars. This year we sold, no Fazil, just type Fazil. This year we sold 5,000 cars. So why the hell the quantity went down? Any reasons? Why the quantity will go down? I can see a lot of good reasons. Maybe competition, maybe our quality has gone really bad, maybe some regulatory, maybe the demand has fallen, maybe COVID, maybe some cheap Chinese cars entering the market, economic recessions, out of trend. Beautiful answers. Poor marketing strategy, excellent, excellent. New technology have come in, less purchasing power, excellent. Now these reasons is analysis skills. Got it? So analysis skills, probably you don't have to do anything. All you need to do is identify the reasons or the root causes. Whatever is the problem, you need to explain why it's happening. And obviously, you can find that out from the exhibit, right? Fazil, no raising hands, just type. So that's another 4 marks. Is it clear? Analysis skills means focusing on the reasons for variances, reasons for issues, root causes. Another example, okay. My customer satisfaction percentage has gone down. Previously, last year, my customer satisfaction was 98%. And this year, my customer satisfaction is 80%. Reason: poor after sales, late delivery, poor quality, bad after sales, late replies, problems not solved, rude staff, very good, bad customer relationship, very nice, right? So all of you right now are thinking like CFO. I'm really, really happy that you guys are missing orders, excellent, poor packing, wrong service delivery, delays in delivery, excellent. So this is analysis skills, right? Communications. So now also, let's talk about commercial acumen. Again, Noor, I will answer your question once we do the question, okay, Noor? Commercial acumen is very simple. You actually don't need to do anything, but you just don't need to sound like an accountant. That's it. For example, you think CFO should have over some business knowledge? What do you think? Do you think I'm in insurance, right? I'm the CFO of an insurance company. Do you think I understand insurance industry, insurance business? Of course I do. A CFO has to understand the business, correct? Otherwise, how will I control the business? How will I control the expenses? How will I control the budgets? How will I make the budgets? How will I make cash flows if I don't understand the business? So a good CFO will always has some commercial mindset, right? A business mindset. And that's the meaning of commercial acumen skill, that you need to demonstrate that you guys are not simply accountants, you also understand business. Can you guys, for example, when I say you are not accountant, that means that you should not talk like an accountant. You think I'm talking like an accountant right now? Am I using words debit and credit and cost and deferred taxation, IFRS and journal entries and financial reporting? Am I talking all this? No, right? You think I'm talking like an accountant? No, I'm just talking common sense like a simple business person. 2 minutes back, when I asked you what can be the reason for bad customer feedback, and you gave so many reasons, that's commercial action. 3 minutes back, I asked you what can be the reason of falling sales volume. You gave so many reasons: outdated technology, bad quality, competition, economic. That's commercial acumen. So if you are able to talk to the marketing director, if you're able to talk to the HR director, if you're able to talk to the IT director, that's commercial acumen. So it's no rocket science. Just don't talk like an accountant. Okay. So an accountant, okay, last thing on this, an accountant always likes to talk about costs. An accountant always cries about costs. Am I correct? All you guys know is cost. If you want to increase profit, reduce cost. All right? Don't sound like an accountant. Never talk about costs as a first point. I repeat, never talk about reducing costs or cost savings as a first point. You can mention it as a second or a third point. Always think about revenue first. That is a business person. A business person will think more about revenues rather than saving costs. And an accountant will always talk about saving costs, right? Always talk about revenue first, revenue, marketing, customer, experience, all those sexy words, strategies, technology, automation, market share, risks. Costs are important, but never as a first point. The business is there to grow, right? So cost could be a probably second or a third point. Got it? So commercial acumen done. Communication skill, very simple. You think a CFO should be able to communicate his thoughts nicely? Yes or no? Correct. Obviously, right? So the board members, the directors, there's a chairman, there's a CEO, there's a marketing head, HR, IT, there are non-executive directors. Are they from a finance background? What do you think? Are they financial people like you? No. From a finance point of view, you are the guru. You are the finance director or the CFO. Others are non-financial people. Correct? So when you talk to them, which language are you supposed to use? Financial language or a simple layman language which they can understand? Exactly. That is communication skill, that you keep the role of the person in mind who is the report being addressed to, and then you talk. Don't talk like an accountant, you don't talk like a technical person, you talk about a simple language. So again, communication skill is very simple. Your tone or drafting should be nice and simple, and the various formats, report format, briefing paper, that has to be nice. Okay. So up till now we talked about four skills, and all of them are easy. Evaluation skills means what? Make sure you cover pros and cons. Analysis skills means what? Identify the root cause. Communication skill means what? Talk in simple language and focus on the various formats. Commercial acumen skill means what? Talk like a business person and not like an accountant. Focus more on revenues and competitions, risks and SWOT rather than talking about expenses and accounting? Any questions in the first four skills? Yes, Nandana. Now, the fifth one is skepticism. I feel that this is the most difficult out of the five skills. It's not difficult, but relatively, here I feel that students, they miss out scoring good marks. Skepticism. Questioning mind, questioning tone. I'm just reading the various comments. Good guys. Questioning mind or questioning tone. Ask questions, challenge, disagree. All this is skepticism, okay? Asking questions, challenging someone, disagreeing with someone's comments is skepticism, right? So, how you will score good marks under this skill? Just make sure that when you are drafting, make sure that you ask couple of questions. Put couple of question marks somewhere in your drafting. I repeat, when you are drafting for skepticism skill, make sure that you have couple of question marks in your paragraphs. You don't have to have question marks in all the paragraphs, but at least there will be 1, 2, 3 questions during the course of the answer. That's one. Also, you can disagree. You can use the word I disagree or I'm not clear. Words like that. Skepticism and critically evaluate is the same kind of, but the drafting is a little bit different. Skepticism, you will ask questions, you will disagree, you will challenge. Critically evaluate, you will just identify the negative points. Naveed, please don't ask repeated questions, okay? Right. So skepticism, just you need to make sure that you ask a couple of questions or try to use the word like I disagree, it seems incorrect, it's not clear, further investigate, it's not appropriate, questions. These are some key techniques to score good marks in skepticism. Any questions? Any questions on the 5 professional skills? Now, when we will do practice, we will understand a lot more. Is it possible to get 20 out of 20 in professional marks? Good question, Emmanuel. Theoretically, yes. Realistically, no. Okay. Realistically, if you follow all this, you will get 50 to 60% marks. Like if it's 20 marks, we should target to score at least 12, 13, 14 marks if you follow this. If you focus a lot on that, it will really throw your time management out. Formats are included in the professional marks? Absolutely, yes. The overall general look of your answer, your formatting, your presentations, is all part of professional skills. So 20 marks, I call them cash marks. Professional marks are cash marks. You can easily score 14, 13, 15. So really focus when you're drafting your answer. Make sure you demonstrate, make sure you focus on professional marks. Yes, Sheikh, these are the only 5 ones. Font style, no Hamza, and there is no font style. In your CB platform, there is just one font style. Akshay is saying for evaluation skills, should we give pros and cons for each point or should we give positive points and negative points? It's not a good question. For evaluation, giving pros and cons for each point may not be possible, right? So it's not that structured. Overall, there should be some positives, some negatives. Okay, you don't have to give plus and minus for each heading. May not be, theoretically possible. All right. Do you want to? All right. The next important thing or a prerequisite is exam techniques, but that we will cover tomorrow. Today, I want you guys to focus on formats and professional skills, right? Now, do you want to, let's do a full question on professional skills. Yes, let's take a break. You want a break now? Okay, so we'll give a break. After the break, but after the break, we will look at a full paper. Nice. After the break, we will look at the full paper. We will go through all the professional marks, and then we will have we will solve and draft one question. Okay. But before we go on the break, I want you to open the your CBE platform. I want you to open the CBE platform and open the paper which we will be doing right now. So please log into your My ACCA. Okay, log into your practice platform. From there, you will need to go to Strategic Business Leader, select SBL. From there, select ACCA resources. And then from there, you select past exam library. And then from there, please open this, select this and click on assign. Okay. Please open the paper. Again, I will repeat, go to your My ACCA, log into your My ACCA practice platform. CBE platform is there. Okay. Practice platform content, it's there. This is the link. You can also click on the link, and then so I am doing it right now. You can watch my screen as well. So when you enter the CBE platform, this beautiful girl will be there waiting for you. Black hair girl will be there. Okay, and on the right side you will see all the papers. Go down to Strategic Business Leader here. Press on the plus sign. ACCA official resource, past exam library, and select December 2020. Okay, I've already selected it. And I will resume. So it will look something like this. It is called BCO. So please open up this paper, and then we will go for a break. Once we come back, we will do this paper on the CBE platform.
Hello, Vifhians! Are you tired of traditional learning methodology and want to transform your learning into a game? If yes, then the wait is over. Vifhe has launched its gamification learning model, in which there are 7 levels to score 100 points. Level 1, recorded sessions. Level 2, live classes. Level 3, assignments. Level 4, test yourself. Level 5, testing platform. Level 6, mock. Level 7, quick WhatsApp response, in which you need to score at least 80 marks. But the game will not get over. You still need to pass your ACCA exam. So if you score 100 points and you pass, you will get $30 discount. If you score 90 points and you pass, you will get $20 discount. And if you score 80 points and you pass, you will get $10 discount on any other paper at Vifhe. So what are you waiting for? Let the game begin.
All right, guys, are you back? Should we start? Excellent. So please, can you confirm that you have the CB platform open and the paper is in front of you? All right, so let's start. So those of you who are looking at the SBL CB platform for the first time, I'll just spend 2 minutes on explaining to you how it works. So on the left side, you will see these exhibits. So for in this question, there are total 7 exhibits. After the exhibits, there are tasks. Task means questions. So in this question, so in this scenario, there are 4 questions. Task 1 is 30 marks, task 2 38 marks, and so on. So on. And then in the last one is response options. And response option has word processor, spreadsheet, and slides. So for SBL paper, we don't need spreadsheet, okay? Only word processor and if applicable, the slides. Very straightforward. On the right side is your window. So if you click here, you click on the exhibit, a new window will open and you can close it. Again, I will click here, it will open. You can resize the window. If you go to the right corner, the right lower corner, you will see this arrow. You see, right lower corner, and from there you can drag and resize the window. Also, you can change the view 100%. You can increase the view. Okay, you can reduce the view and you can close it. Similarly, tasks, you can increase the view, all those things you can play around. All right. On the word processor, click it, it will just be a normal word processor. And there is a bold, italic, underline, paragraph styles, all these bullets, center, the usual word options. Spreadsheet, no need. On the slides, there will be slide 1, followed by speaker notes or accompanying supporting notes of slide 1, then slide 2, followed by speaker notes, slide 3, followed by speaker notes. It's all given to you beforehand, all the templates. The interesting thing is, can we keep two windows open together side by side? What do you think? Can we keep two windows open together side by side? Very good. So for example, I can open up the exhibit. I reduce the size. Okay. And also I open my word processor, which is my answer sheet. I reduce the size and I keep it here. I keep it here. If I'm reading my case study and I want to copy this line, I just do this, Control C, I go here, Control V. Okay, then I want to copy this line, Control C, I go here, Control V. Then I want to copy this, Control C, I go here, Control V. So you can easily copy paste and then you can close and then you can edit your answer. Yes, Fazil, you want to speak? All right. Got it? If I close my word processor, what will happen? Whatever I have done will be lost or saved. The CB platform, it automatically saves every few seconds. So you can just close it. Okay. And then you can again, if you open it, it will be there. One more thing on the exhibits, you can actually, I didn't show you, but you can actually highlight. Okay. So highlight. That's it. There's a calculator as well, but I wouldn't use this scientific weird calculator. No need for scratch pad, no need for calculator, no need. Just highlight is a good option if you want to highlight. I normally prefer directly copy pasting important sentences on the Word document, but that's just a feature. Right. So now are you guys okay with the CV? Yeah, sometimes Mohit, the CB platform does not properly work. For example, the copy pasting, there will be some issues. So it's okay. That's inherent limitation. The examiner knows about all these things. We need a calculator. Oh yes, there will be some ratio analysis. So we need a calculator. Now, I want to spend 5 minutes on professional marks. So whatever we learn, evaluation skill, analysis skill, communication skill, commercial acumen skill, and skepticism. Let's see how those are examined. Let's look at question number 1. Question number 1A is blah, blah, blah. After every question, there will be a portion on professional skills. So you see, question number 1A is this one. How many marks? 12 marks. This is called technical marks. 12 marks, this is technical marks. And then there are 2 professional marks, which is this one. So theoretically, question number 1A is worth 14 marks. 12 technical marks and 2 professional marks. So let's read the professional skills marks are available for demonstrating commercial acumen skill. Got it? And they will also tell you, they will give you some hint that what exactly you need to do. So what you need to do, demonstrate commercial acumen skill in demonstrating understanding of organizational issues relevant to the BC. Nothing needs to be done. Commercial acumen simply means that we understand the business, right? We understand revenues, marketing, risk, issues, challenges, all those things. So it's very simple. So if you just, when you are solving this question, read the exhibit and you identify those issues required here. As long as you don't sound like an accountant, you will automatically get this commercial marks. Nothing extra needs to be done. Just demonstrate that you understand the business, and your answer will show that, right? Now B, 13 technical marks and 3 professional marks. What is the professional marks for? Professional marks are available for demonstrating analysis skills in considering the relevant information and evidences relating to BCO's financial and non-financial performance. This is kind of a variance analysis question. So again, we need to analysis skills here, that we need to consider the, investigate all those things. So very simple. So can anybody tell me what we need to do here? Root cause, yeah. Variances, we need to explain the reasons, the why, the root causes. That's it. And you will get this mark. Okay, let's close this one. Task number 2. 15. This one, and 4 this one. So it says professional marks are available for demonstrating evaluation skills in objectively appraising the facts, opinions, findings relating to BCO's external environment. Tell me guys, what you need to do in order to earn this evaluation skill? Yes, so whenever we are absolutely, just make sure that you cover both pros and cons. They don't have to be in equal quantity. They don't have to be pros and cons in each and every heading, but overall there should be pros and there should be cons. Okay. Now, one interesting thing, if you read the technical requirement, read this one. It says prepare a report for the CFO which evaluates the extent to which. So there's a word evaluate here. But this word evaluate has nothing to do with the professional skills of evaluation. Professional skills is mentioned here. Got it? So here the technical aspects, it can say evaluate, it can say analyze, it can say blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. That's the technical requirement. Doesn't mean anything. But this one is the main word. This paragraph is the main one where you need to follow which skill you need to demonstrate. Is that clear? Do not get confused with this word. It is this word which is more important. Now, question number B, 2B wants you to prepare 3 presentation slides. And the skills is communication skills in using compelling arguments to persuade the board, trustees, potential, simply communication skills. That how whatever you draft, since obviously you are making a presentation to the board, the language has to be simple, the people can understand, the presentation, the format needs to be good. That's about it. Nothing extra needs to be done. Okay, just focus that you explain nicely, simply in layman terms. Very good, Sheikh. And the third requirement, prepare a confidential report which evaluates blah, blah, blah. Again, the word evaluate, but it's meaningless for me. From a professional marks point of view, this is more important. Professional marks for demonstrating skepticism skills in questioning the opinions expressed by the chairperson and the CEO. Anybody tell me what we need to do here to score? The question tells you. Questioning the opinions expressed by the chairman and the CEO. You need to ask a couple of questions. You may use the word I disagree or I differ, stuff like that. Further investigate. Well, you can't say further investigate to the chairman, right? But yeah, the drafting has to have some questions and probably use the word I agree. Yes, yes, correct. But Navi, don't put 3 question marks. Huh? 1 question mark is enough. Not appropriate. I agree. Very good. I disagree. Simple, right? Look at task number 4. Prepare a briefing paper which explains blah, 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 and demonstrate commercial acumen. And showing awareness of the organization and wider factors. Nothing, you just need to talk about like a business. Yes, Kiran, right. So you're right. Okay. So the purpose of me showing all this was that each and every question has a separate paragraph on professional skills. They will tell you what exactly you need to demonstrate, and they will also give you a little bit of a hint what you need to do in order to score high on this one. So very, very simple. I don't believe that we have to do really anything extra, as long as we know what exactly each skill means, and we can easily score 13, 14 marks out of 20. Yes, Sumesha, yes. It's not that complicated, right? All right, so let's close it. All right, so now today I want to do question number 1B. I want to do question number 1B. And we have like 1 hour left, okay? So 1B says analyzes, so prepare a briefing note for the CFO prepare a briefing note for the CFO, which A explains blah, 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 and B analyze the financial and non-financial performance of the CEO in the latest financial year, providing reasons for and implications of the result. 13 marks and professional marks available for analysis skills in considering the relevant information and evidences. 3 marks. Are you clear with the requirement? Prepare a briefing note which analyzes the financial and non-financial performance. So can we, so what is the format required? Please let me know what is the format required. Everybody please, briefing note. And what is the professional marks for? Professional marks for analysis. Okay, right. So open up the Word document. Let me resize the window. Okay. I will make a briefing paper, briefing note. Is it briefing paper or briefing note? Briefing note, right? Now, the interesting thing is it the briefing paper, or sorry, the briefing note should cover both 1A and 1B? What do you think? This briefing paper is a consolidated paper to cover 1A or 1B requirement? Yeah. Then we will make one briefing paper, and then both answers will be part of the same briefing paper. Got it? All right. So where is the requirement? Let's watch me first. Huh? Caps on. BRIFI briefing note. Enter from, enter subject, enter date, enter, and then there'll be introduction. It is supposed to be addressed to whom? Prepare a briefing note for the CFO. Who should be the two? Who should be in the two? Whom we are writing to? The CFO. Very good. We will write CFO. From, what is your role? Your role is generally mentioned in the overview. Here, you work as a senior finance manager. So this is senior finance manager. Subject, date is 7 June 2022. Subject. Subject will be okay, so this one is so many things. Let me read this portion. Here. The chief officer has been asked to present on the BCO's governance principles and activities and its financial and non-financial performance. I think part A is all to do about governance principles, and part B is all about financial and non-financial. What do you think the subject should be? Governance principles and performance. Khalas. And then we can opening sentence, this briefing note. Then you can copy paste explains the governance principles and analyzes the financial number in the year, latest financial year. I'll just copy it here. And analyzes the financial and non-financial performance of the BCU in the latest financial. Done. Full stop. Now my main heading would be governance principles. That will cover the requirement, first requirement, and then there will be financial performance, followed by non-financial performance, and sincerely. And what is my role? I'll just copy from here, senior finance manager. I will say senior finance. Done. I'm done with the format. Any question, guys? Did you understand? You may find it a bit difficult, but once you do a lot of formats, why governance? Because that's the word I saw in the task. It says governance principles, present governance principles. So I just picked up the word. Now, briefing note 2, the heading is there, 2, from, subject, very short and crisp, date, opening sentence, and then the broad headings. Got it? Yes, please. Doreen, don't you see the date on my answer? Harsh is saying, interesting. Harsh is saying, can we prepare 2 different briefing notes? Yes, you can. There is no harm. It will just take extra couple of minutes, right? So if you want to, spare like few extra minutes, then it's okay. We are struggling with time. Do we need to write A and B? Not really. You can just write here. Here you can write in the start, task 1, and then you can start giving your answer. Now, what is missing in all this? What is missing in all this? There's one thing which is missing. Presentation. No, introduction is there, Lashana. Answer is missing. Very smart. Beauty is missing. Yes, very well said. Beautification is missing. Komal, professionalism. Okay. So the presentation is not good. Do you think this is fit to go presented to the CFO? Will you present like this raw, naked skeleton? Let's make it nice. So briefing note, watch very carefully. Select briefing note, center, go to this paragraph, select heading 1, and then underline. I again will do. Briefing note, make it center, bold, underline, and then increase the font by selecting heading 1. And then this portion, you can just select heading 3. And this heading 3. So all the headings, I prefer heading number, format number 3. Now it will look sexy. You want to see how it looks? Press print. This is how it looks. Nice, huh? briefing note 2 from opening sentence here, and then the broad answer, and then you can start typing your answers. You can still give subheadings, like for governance principles, there are 3 requirements. You need to talk about 1A, 2, A1, A2, A3. You can give subheadings here and then talk about all these things. And then you move to financial performance and their non-financial, and then there's a closing sentence. Easy format. All right. So the more you will practice on CBE, it will become more faster and easier. Now, financial performance. So I will close this now. My skeleton is ready. Now I will close it. Now, I know that for this question, we have to read Exhibit 4, which is BCO's financial activities and KPI. So let's open this one. Come on. Why is it taking so much time? All right. So this is the exhibit which is given to us. Can we take a quick look at it? It is called Summary of Financial Activities, year ended 30th April. This is 2021, 2020. Income. Wild Park admission, membership fees, from individuals, from corporate, educational program, income from educational programs, income from Wild Park, shop and cafe, donations, grant and legacies, other sale of property. So total income is 2792 versus 2721. Similarly, expenditure, charitable activities, blah, 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 commercial activities, blah, blah, blah. Total expenditure is 20.5 versus 20.0, and hence the net income is 236 versus 650. Wow. Has the net income gone up, or has the net income gone down? What do you think? Down. Is that good or bad? Is that good or bad for this charity? Obviously. What question the board will ask? When the board will see this financial performance, what is the first question they will ask? What the fuck is happening? They will get upset, right? Why the net profit is down? And who is supposed to answer that? The peon? The HR director? The CFO? Don't say the finance manager, it's the CFO. He sits on the board. No Amir Shafi. Who sits in the board? The CFO will explain why it's gone down, and then whoever is responsible. But the primary analysis, the CFO will speak, right? You are the CFO. Do you think you should know why the net profit has gone down? Obviously. Otherwise, they'll fire you. So can anybody tell me why the net profit has gone down? What's the reason? Now, I want an interesting thing now. I want volunteers. Oh my God, Ananya, you are here as well. I need a role play. Now, this is what I call a role play. Ananya, you want to start?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ananya.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So you are Miss CFO.
Mm-hmm.
Your voice is actually breaking. There's some
Hello.
disturbance in the background. Yes.
Can you? Is it fine now, sir?
Yeah, better, much better. So you are the Miss
Okay.
CFO of this company, and we all are the
Okay.
board.
Okay.
So can you explain why the net income has gone down?
So because they have increased the ticket prices, and because of that there are
No. Wait. We haven't read anything. But just looking at this, can you tell me? Don't. Have you read the case study before?
yes, sir.
No. Then I don't. I want someone else then.
Uh,
Okay. Anyone else who is virgin who has not read the report, the case study? Laiba, have you read the case study before?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Vidhi? I need someone who has not read the case study before. Any volunteer?
Yes, sir, I've read it.
Vidhi, you haven't read it?
Yes, I've read.
No. Please lower your hands if you have read the case study. I want someone, please lower your hand. Naveed, you have read the case study? Okay. Aruna.
No, sir. No,
Achha,
sir.
Naveed, wait. After Aruna. Aruna?
Okay.
You have read? Hello, Aruna. Speak. Naveed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have not read. You are a virgin like me.
Okay. You can say that.
So now this is the PNL which you have. The net
Okay.
profit has gone down.
Yes.
The entire board of directors are non-financial people, and they want to understand why the net profit has gone down. Can you explain in layman?
As per I see, the expenses are increasing right now.
Don't talk like an accountant.
Okay.
What did I say? Always start with revenues, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, talk about revenue first.
The revenue is increasing.
So then why the profit is falling?
The expenses are the cost.
Okay, revenue is actually, you think revenue is increasing or it is very marginally increased?
Marginally increased, but
That's
increasing
better.
from.
When you say revenue is increasing, I feel like it's increasing, right? But I don't
Okay.
think it's increasing. It's just like 20.7 versus 20.7. It's a very, very small increase. So can I say it's almost same?
Same. Yeah, we can say that it's almost same.
Now you explain to the board what is the happening in revenue. The revenue has not increased,
Increased,
whereas
the expenses are increased by
$500,000.
$500,000. Yes.
Approximate, and hence
The net income also decreased by $400,000.
hence the profit has gone down. Who's this
Yes.
guy who's talking in between? Joke. Right. Do you understand, Naveed? We will say that,
Yes.
hello, Mr. Chairman. Actually, the revenue has not really increased.
Yes.
But on the other hand, our expenses has gone up
Yes.
by $500,000, and hence our net revenue has gone down.
Yes.
Approximate, I'm just discussing, right? Got it? Now, Mr. Naveed,
Yes, sir.
when you say expenses has increased, what is the next question you expect from the board?
Why the expenses have increased?
Exactly. You will say, the board will say, oh, expenses have gone up.
Yes.
Why? How? What happened? Which one?
As
So
per
then
here,
can you analyze the expenses? It was 20.0
yes,
versus 20.5.
yes.
Can you identify the top two items which contributed to this?
It was the animal sport cost, wildlife park, and the animal sport cost in the field. These two things increased, and the cost of other
This,
commercial incomes.
so are you saying that this has gone up?
Yes,
This has gone up.
this one.
These have gone up.
Yes.
So then the next question is the board will ask, why has animal support cost gone up?
By the animal sport.
So then you will need to investigate from the exhibit and find out the reasons.
Yes.
Huh? Got it?
Yes.
So everybody,
Yes.
thank you, Naveed. Well done. Everybody, do you understand how to do this? That you need to explain the root cause, why these are happening. You will need to read the exhibits and you will come up with root causes, the reasons, the KPIs, the non-financial KPIs, and link with your answer. This is analysis skills. Right. Now, I have one question. Do you think the board is interested in all sort of variances, or they are interested in major or material variances only?
Major or material variances only.
No, Laiba, not speak. Please type. This is not our usual class. Just type. The board is always interested in significant material major things, right? They're not interested in penny wise, pound foolish. Oh, sorry, Laiba, whoever it was. Material, right? So now, as a CFO, should you talk about material variances, or you just talk about everything, including small items? Yes, this is the art of CFO, that he should talk about major significant variances only and forget the rest, because the board always talks about strategic. Now a very important question. Now look at the income, all of you. So the income is constant, almost, right? Income is almost similar. However, if you look at the variances, there are significant variances within each line item. But the net is almost constant. The net total is not changing, but the line item wise, if you study, there are significant variances. Okay. So this company, this charity has all these line of incomes. They're earning from all these products. Now, can you, all of you, select the top 3 products or line items which are most significant and which you will explain to the board as a CFO? Please type the top 3. Take your time. Top 3. Membership fee? Seriously? Why so many people are saying membership fee? Admission fee? Seriously? Top 3. Okay. Now let me look at my analysis. So admission fee was 3.0, it become 3.1, small variances. 1.9, 1.9, same. 90 to 210, it is increase of $100,000. Education programs 2.1 to 4.9, 5. Whoa, this one is a big one. From 4.9, it went to 5.6. That's a 0.7 million increase. That's a big one. I think wildlife park, shop and cafe. I would like to understand what happened here. Oh, this is big one. From 8.6, it went down to 7.2. Oh my God, that's perhaps the biggest one. I will talk about donations, grants, and from zero, this one went directly to half a million. Wow. So I will definitely talk about these two. Because in terms of materiality, these are the top three variances. Now, whoever spoke about, who mentioned corporate? Shafiq, I think you mentioned corporate. Who mentioned corporate? Come on, guys. Yes, Doreen. Yes, Emmanuel and Amir Shafiq Khan. Emmanuel. Now, who's that? Who's that?
You mentioned my name.
Emmanuel. What's your name?
Doreen.
Yes, Doreen. So, Doreen, you mentioned that you will speak about corporate, right?
Yes.
What's your logic? Help me understand.
Okay, so for corporate membership fees, there was, I think, a 133% increase from prior year
I
to
thought so.
the current year.
So
Pardon?
you are basing you are basically looking at the percentage increase, right?
Yes.
That's wrong. I mean, that's not wrong, but that's not, we don't call it material. Material, when we say material variances, significant amount, it's mostly largely based on amounts. Okay. So, for example, corporate increased by 300%, but in terms of dollar value, it just went up by $100,000. Understand, Doreen?
Yes, yes, I do.
So amount is more important. Percentage you can use to analyze, but final selection should be based on amounts. If the amount is not material, why would you want the board to speak to, discuss things of $10,000 if it's a small amount? Okay, Shafiq, can you unmute Shafiq? Emmanuel, who's that? Come on, guys, be quick. We don't have this much time. Emmanuel, Shafiq, you guys want to speak?
So
Unmute.
actually, I
Yes,
want
Shafiq.
to say that corporate they are interested in getting admissions in the wildlife park. That's why maybe this may increase in future.
Very bad, Shafiq bhai. Very bad. Did you hear the question? Like what I wanted you guys to do, identify top three variances. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you identify top three variances?
Sir, I had
Forget about
identified
future.
last two. Okay, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
No, speak. So now you understand, it doesn't matter. Future importance, bullshit. When you are
Yes,
analyzing the P&L, you need to talk about the top variances. So top variances, corporate does not qualify for the top variances. Do you agree?
yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Someone in the participants, they asked me why we selected this one, the last one. Why not? Don't you think it's a huge variances of $525,000? It is amongst the top three variances, so why not? Shouldn't this be explained? Yes, Owen. Owen, can you unmute?
Okay, sir.
Hi,
Thank you,
how
sir.
are you?
I'm very fine, sir.
So, even if it's a one-off item, don't you think the board ought to know about it?
Yes, I agree. They ought to know about it.
Because it's significant. So the board wants to know material or any abnormal way items. So this looks to me like a very weird thing. Like it was 0 last year and suddenly it's 500,000. So I would definitely want to bring this to the board's notice, right?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Aruna, thank you. Aruna, you want to speak? You are unmuted. All right, guys. So I think if I was the CFO, I would, and I would want to explain. See, I think. Now, someone would say that, sir, why don't we explain all these things? For two reasons. We should not talk about all the items. Number one is time issue. In the exam, you will not have time to talk about each of them, because then you have to talk about these ones as well. So it will take a lot of time to analyze all these things. And secondly, the board also is not interested in petty items. So a good CFO will always talk about big ticket items. So from the income, I think these are the three big ticket items. From the expenses, can you analyze which? Now, guys, let me know from the expenses. Tell me top two which you would explain if you are the CFO. Top two which you would explain. Top two which you would select. Okay. Good. Very good. That's much better, much better. I think I would talk about this one. That's the biggest in, sorry, the first one. That's from 9.2, it went to 10, like 0.8 million. This one is also going up, but just by 260 to 0.2. But this one is falling by how much? 0.6, 0.7. I will talk about this one and then this one being the top two, and I will forget the rest. Okay, I think you guys are very, very accurate this time. Well done, well done. And then there is some number of staff, these are number of volunteers, these are non-financial KPIs, which obviously you will need to link with your answer here and there. I see a lot of hands raised. Do you want to speak? Like Emmanuel, do you want to speak? You have raised your hand. Aruna has raised her hand. So please lower your hand if you don't want to speak. Usula, Jenny. So please lower your hand if you don't want to speak. Thank you. Umair has raised your hand. Umair, yes, what do you want to say?
Sir, I want to ask that what is the reason behind highlighting the items? If the expenses are decreasing, why should we talk about that? And if the revenues are increasing, why should we talk about that?
It doesn't matter, my friend, whether it's favorable or it's unfavorable. It doesn't matter. Don't you think the board ought to know both favorable and unfavorable things?
Yes, sir.
Board is responsible for the entire everything of the company, whether good or bad. So it doesn't matter whether it's favorable or unfavorable. What matters is whether it's significant or not. Is it material or not?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, Doreen, you want to say something? You have raised your hand.
Yes.
Yes,
So
go ahead.
yeah, my question is, does it mean that when you're analyzing this financial information, we don't necessarily have to look at the percentage increase or decrease, and we're just supposed to focus on just the amounts?
Yes, in real life, we do that. Maybe in some other paper, you look at percentages, like for example, in audit. But in real life, we are more focused on amounts because it's about numbers, right? In real life.
Okay, thank you.
So we are now talking about SBL is all about real life boardroom situations. So boardroom normally speaks about big numbers, not small ones in amounts, not in percentages. All right. So let's move on. So now, guys, on the income side, a huge donations have reduced. Okay. Donations, grants, and legacies have reduced. Why? I don't know. We will need to look for the reason in the exhibit. And then there is a sale of property. So we have sold some property. Why the fuck we have sold our property? I need to know the reason. Where we will find it? In the exhibit. Why this cost has gone up? We need to find the reason. Where? From the exhibit. Why income from shop and cafe has gone up? Why cost of shop and cafe has gone down? All we need to look for all these in the exhibit, right? So I will show you the exhibit. Let's go to exhibit 2. Okay, this is the annual report. And let me remove the highlight things. Now, can you read the first 2 paragraphs? All of you. Please read the first 2 paragraphs and see if you can find any reason explaining the fall in donations, legacies, explaining the sale of property, or something to do with shops. Please read the first 2 paragraphs. Time starts now.
Where the screen is stuck.
Is it stuck? It's working fine
Yes,
with
sir.
me.
No, we can't show. We can't see your screen.
You can't see my screen? Oh, okay. Let me reshare it. Sorry for that. Now, are you able to see? Now you're able
No,
to
sir.
see?
No.
Are you able to see me?
Yes, sir.
What am I doing?
Good. You're showing your done.
Okay, then I know. Okay, I know you can see me. Now let me share my screen. How about now?
Yes, now we can. Review of 2001.
Yes. All right. Thank you for pointing it out. So, guys, please read the first 2 paragraphs and see if you can find any reasons. Time starts now. Do not speak, just highlight. I'm done. Once you have done reading these two paragraphs, can you please type done? All right, 30 more seconds. Ten more seconds. All right, so I need a smart role play volunteer. Who wants to participate? Ananya?
Yeah, sir.
Not now. Ananya, you're second. I want Serhat to speak.
Okay, sir.
After Serhat, Ananya, and then Abbas.
Okay, hello, sir. Good evening.
Hi, Serhat. How are you?
I'm fine. You?
I'm good. Where are you from?
Turkey,
Oh, my friend. Where from Turkey?
Istanbul.
Wow, you know, Turkey is my favorite place in the whole world.
It's good to hear.
Awesome place. Awesome place. All right. You want to be the CFO in future, Serhat?
Yes, sure. Why not?
You have got the skills required? You think so?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So I want you to help me understand the donation thing. So
Okay.
somewhere you see our donations have significantly gone down from 8.6 to 7.2. Got it? Donations,
Yes.
grants, and legacies have gone down. Were you able to identify something from here?
The beginning of the second paragraph.
Can you
Income,
just read it?
income from legacies was down on 2000 and continuing trend on the past few years, highlighting the volatile nature of reliance on legacy income.
So this is the legacies. I don't know what legacies are, but it's saying that legacy has gone down because it is past trend as well. It's volatile, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
That explains legacies. How about any idea about donations, why they have gone down? Is there anything here on donations which explains why the donations has gone down? No. All right.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Let me open exhibit 5, which says charity sector. It's an industry report. Okay. Let's see. Can you read this paragraph? These two paragraphs, all of you. And see if you can find something which helps us understand why donation has gone down. Time starts now. Sure. Right, Sirat, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Now, are you able to figure out why the donations have gone down? Donation income?
It seems to me that, well, due to the global recession and also the financial crisis, the many corporate supporters of the charities cut their budgets.
Why?
For the charities.
Why did they cut their budget for the donations and charities?
Because of the financial crisis.
And why? Which financial crisis?
Which, I mean, the overall global recession.
So are you saying that there's a global recession?
Yes.
So, but then I understand. But why do these corporates, they cut their donations because of global recession? Why? What has global recession to do with their donations?
Because they have limited funds.
Excellent. Excellent. So obviously, if there's a global recession, the financial position of the corporations will also go down because of the limited funds, right?
Yes.
And hence they will stop or cut down on their expenses and on their donations and activities like that. Correct?
Yes, correct.
This is how you will explain to the board. You will say there's a global recession. Because of that, a lot of donors, they are struggling financially themselves. So they have cut down on their donations to various charities. Understood? So we know legacy. Do you know why legacy has gone down? Because it is already, it's a trend and it's a volatile nature. We know why donations have gone down. I remember the requirement, it says, explains the reason and the impact. So, Sirat, what will be the impact if our donations and legacy income goes down?
We may need to compensate this loss by increasing our prices in other facilities.
I'm not asking for solutions. I'm asking for impact. So if this continues, like if my donations continues to fall, how will it impact us?
Okay, so we may face liquidity problem.
Okay, good to start with. And then?
And then financial problem, and in the end, our company may cease to exist.
Can you tell me, is this donation legacies a significant part of our income, or is it a small portion of our income? You know, we have 7 products, right? Is this a significant contributor or a small contributor?
Significant contributor.
How do you know that?
Because it's the largest item in our income, and
very smart. You are very smart. Well done. So out of 20 million, 7 million is just the donation. It is the largest item on, you know, in our income. So it will have a significant impact if it goes down.
Definitely.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Now I want all of you to draft this for me. Give a nice heading: donations, grants, legacies. Explain why. First, explain it has gone down by this much, and then give a couple of paragraphs as reasons why legacy has gone down, why donation has gone down, and ultimately, what is the impact of all these things. Please draft nicely and put it on the chat box. Or do you want me to draft and you want to watch first? What do you guys prefer? Okay, you want me to? Okay, so the first one I will draft for you. And then the second one, you guys will draft. Okay. All right. So I need some help. Laiba,
Yes, sir.
help me draft.
Sure, sir.
Where is it? Wait, I lost it. Where is the Word document here? So what heading shall I give?
Donation, grants, and legacies.
Can I copy from the exhibit? Here.
Yeah.
Control C, Control V. No, it's not copy. Copy. Yeah. Okay, I got the heading. Donations, grant, and legacies. I will say donation, grants, and legacies have reduced by how much?
Reduced from 8.6 million to 7.2 million.
Reduced from 8.6 million to
7.2 million in 2000, and it's a significant decrease.
Can I say reduced significantly?
Reduced significantly. Yeah.
What's the reason?
It's because
I know legacy, there was something mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Can I copy from there? This one. Control C. It's the Word document. Income from legacies was down, a continued trend highlighting the volatile nature of the legacy. Okay. What about donations?
Donation, there was also a paragraph.
From here, right? Let me copy this entire thing and then I Control C. The Word document, and let me paste the entire. Okay. Since the global recession, many countries are still feeling the effects and under pressure. Okay. This is from the wider information. It's too much detail, forget it. Due to global recession, RECESSION, the disposable income of many people is under pressure. Also, I can copy from here. Many publicly funded grant bodies and corporate supporters have reluctantly had to blah 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 blah. I'm giving the reasons. I've identified the reasons. Now, this is mostly copy pasting. So I need to now add a little bit from my own. So what's the impact?
The impact is that it will affect
Donations,
our
grant and legacies is our
prime source of income.
Is our prime source. I like it. Do you know how much percentage it contributes in this year?
No, sir. Didn't calculate.
Can you calculate?
33%.
33%? Is it, how did you calculate? 7 divided by 20? Okay, donation, grants and legacies is our prime source of income, 33% contribution. Okay. This continues. If this decline continues, then it will affect our
Charitable activities.
Taiba, I said our. Our means what? Am I an internal person or an external person? What is my
No,
role?
you're an internal person. You're a finance manager.
I'm a finance manager. So then I can say our. Okay.
Yeah.
So then it will affect our liquidity as well as the financial position. It will also affect our objectives and mission. And ultimately, what will happen, Laiva?
We might close down. we might not be able to achieve our objectives, and
We may
that's why
not,
we might
we may not be able to.
achieve our objectives.
Objective I already mentioned. Done.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now I read somewhere there was some good news as well. Good news. Good news. This one. What is this, Laiba? This thing.
Yeah,
We were
we have
also
received
successful in securing over 2 million over the next year. So don't you think we should also inform this good news to the board? So
Yes,
that
we
they know
should.
that, you know, that's the situation. But I will say, however, the good news is, and then I paste it, that we were able to done. Beautiful answer. Thank you, Laiba.
Sir, I have a question.
Okay.
Do we have to tell them the impact of the good news as well, or no?
No, overall.
Okay.
Good news is more futuristic, right?
Okay. Thank you.
So guys, thank you, Laiba. Overall, did you notice carefully what I did? I just copy pasted most of the information, which is absolutely no issue. It's allowed. Because obviously all the reasons will come from the scenario. But then I also added my own comments. I just simplified the wording. I added the impact. As long as you add your own sentences and your own comments on top of the copy pasted, you are safe. Because the examiner can see that you understand what's happening. Yes, anybody wants to speak? Any questions on this one? Okay. Now, can you draft for me the sale of that thing? What was that? Sale of property. Sale of property. Who's the volunteer next? Muhammad Abbas. Yes, Abbas. You need to unmute, Abbas. Ayushi.
Hi, sir.
Hi, Ayushi. These
So,
guys,
sir,
you have a question or what?
yeah, I actually had a question about the donation part. So, so I think you might have read the question first because you knew exactly which exhibits to open before answering this question. So my question is, when we are actually starting the question, should we not read all the exhibits so I know
Oh,
where?
yes, 100%, 100%.
Or should we just start with the task and then read?
Never, never. You cannot start with the task unless you've read all the exhibits first. I know.
Yeah, that
But
is only what I wanted to know.
yeah,
How are you deciding the exhibits?
So today I'm just focusing on how to draft. All these things I will discuss tomorrow under exam techniques. That what do we do first, what do we do second, what do we do third. Okay. Right, guys, I want another volunteer for sale of property. Who wants to participate? Fazil. Unmute Fazil.
Yes, hello, sir.
Which country are you in?
Right now I'm in Qatar.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, Qatar. And where are you going?
Not I'm just staying home.
Okay, good. So Fazil, these guys have sold a property. Do we know why?
Maybe because to support their income.
It was mentioned somewhere, right? We read it.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you see anything where we sold the property? This one.
Yes, second line, we sold one of our properties in the last year and two more will be sold next year to fund the expansion of the visitor center. Yes, exactly.
They are selling off their property. Why? Because they want to fund the expansion of the visitor center. Why do they want to expand the stupid visitor center, Fazil?
Because they hope that this will contribute to our objective of connecting people with nature.
So they have a certain objective.
Yes,
it
exactly.
looks like one of the objective is to connect people with nature. So that is why they are expanding their visitor center so that more and more people can come in and interact with nature. This will help them achieve their objective.
Yes, exactly.
So, but do you think selling off the property is a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing, right? Yes. But they are selling it for the right reasons, I believe. They are selling it because they want to achieve their objective. Strategic objective. Very good. So on the face of it, it looks bad. We should not sell off property unless it's really, really necessary, right? But I think the reason which they gave does make some sense. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So can you help me draft it? Like, can you now give me a complete answer?
In this year, the BCO sold its property and they earned the income of 0.5 million. And the main reason behind the sale of the property is to just fund the extension of the visitor center, which they hope will contribute to their objective of connecting people with nature. Just copy paste from there.
I think it's mostly copy paste. But does it include the impact?
Yes, this will affect. This will reduce our assets.
Yeah, but then.
But then it will affect our current ratio and quick ratio and.
No, it will. No. Again, you're talking like an accountant to the board. Current ratios and quick ratios. Idiot. It will affect our what? Assets. Our assets, right? But on the other hand, we are actually getting closer to our strategic
goals.
Strategic objective. That's it.
Okay.
All right, guys, everybody, please now open up this Word document. I will just copy paste this and please draft. Time starts now. Now you will draft and send it on my chat box. What's the name? Sale of Please mention statistics, okay? The amounts are important. Done. Let me see yours. Good, NK? I'm just taking a quick look at your drafting. Good, Ursula. Good, NK. Good, Ria. Jenny. Genevieve. It's too short, Genevieve. I don't like one-liners. Please look at the other answers from other students, okay? Never give one-liners. It is too short. No Atmarani. You have not given the reason why. Why have you not mentioned the reason why they have sold it? Please, Atmarani. Analysis skills means that first you have to identify the reason and then you explain your own thoughts. And you are saying that it will lead to insolvency. That's not correct, I think. Good, Sidra. Mavish, it's not extension of the park, it is extension of the visiting center. Okay, so please be specific because you're talking to the board. Very good, Hasan. Sumesha, what is met your objective? You haven't mentioned the objective here. The objective is connecting people with nature. So why don't you just copy paste the stuff? Good and short and to the point. Sheikh Siddharth, why do we need to expand our visitors? You have not mentioned that it will achieve our objective. So please don't give incomplete answers. It will achieve our objective and then mention that objective. These little things, you're talking to the board, right? Don't leave open-ended sentences. Good, Jacob. Good, Huzaifa. Good, Komal. Roman Ali, I understand that. But then the cash will be used somewhere, right? On expenses. So you don't complicate board with these accounting things. Selling of assets is bad, right? Good, Vidhi. All right. So you see, I cannot read like 50, 60 answers, but do you understand? You need to keep it short, not one-liners, but short. You need to keep it simple. And then you need to keep it complete. Like if you're saying it will help us meet the objective, mention that objective. And remember, you see, we are talking about impact. So the board will need to know what's the impact. All right. So time is up. Oh my God. So it's all about quality and not quantity, right? You give small answers, but well linked with the scenario, well explained to the board, well impact is well drafted. Khalas. 60% is copy pasted. It's okay, but 40% is your own words, right? Do we need to add percentages? No, Sumesha. You know, we struggle with time management. No need. Right, guys? I just discussed the third one verbally, and then I will sign off. So if you look at the third one, can anybody tell me wildlife park, shop, and cafe, why the income has gone up? Yes, Naveed.
The price of tickets are gone increase. I think
No,
something.
ticket price is this one. The
Okay.
wild park admission. This is the
Because there
ticket
is there is increased number of admissions. Is the
No, I think the admissions have gone down. Wild park visitors have reduced.
Oh.
But then income from visitor from shop and cafe has increased. So the shop and cafe is a separate thing and entry fees is separate. Understood? So even though the number of visitors have reduced, the shop and income from the shop and cafe has gone up. That's interesting. Anyone else?
Sir, if you allow me.
Yes, Abbas. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, it is written in the exhibit of extract from BCU annual report that our wildlife park facilities continue to be popular, resulting in an increase in revenue from our on-site shop cafe.
Excellent. So the reason is there that it's what is saying, it continues to be popular, which means that our cafe and shop is getting popular. Maybe it's the good food or the good environment or good girls. I don't know, but it's getting popular, which means that people are sitting there eating, spending money. So Abbas, has the average spending gone up?
Yes, obviously, because the average spending of the customer is our revenue. So if our revenues increase, the spending would have increased as well.
Here the statistics is given. Income per visitor from the shop, last year it was $18, now it is $21. So the average spending per visitor, the amounts are going up. Maybe because we have increased our prices, better our quality, our shops are getting more popular. So all this has led to an increase in the revenue earned from shop and cafe. Now, what's the impact? Is this good or bad?
I believe it's a good thing because we are already in short of income stream. So it could be a very light income stream as compared to donations.
So you are saying we are already short of income. Can you give me an example? For example?
So basically we can see, yes, we can see that the donations are decreasing rapidly. So we don't have good, we need some new income streams in that particular domain. So I can see a good income stream coming up.
Yes, but then you say that because our other streams are going down, for example, donations. That is how you will get extra marks. So this increase in the shop is kind of, partially compensating the fall in revenue from donations. It is a new, exciting, welcome stream. It will help reduce the financial crisis. Nice. Pass.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Okay, guys, you guys have got 2 minutes. Please draft. Please draft the nice reason for why the shop and cafe income has gone up. We will start by giving some statistics. Then you can go to this, you can use this sentence, and then you can also use these non-financial KPIs to link your answer. And lastly, the impact. Time starts now. Do not confuse fall in at park admission with this one. Park admission is a separate thing and income from shop is a separate thing. Okay, Hasan Chaudhary is the first one. I like it, Hasan. Short, to the point, really very practical. Mohammed Abbas, I don't like percentages. It's more about, all right, it's all right. Once a while, it's okay. Okay. Good, Abbas, good. Good, Mavish. Muzaffar, you need to write full amounts, not 4.9 to 5.6. You're not mentioning any thousands, you're not mentioning any million, no currency. That's not how you write to the board. Mention the amounts, proper amounts, right? And Muzaffar, you have not mentioned the KPIs, income per visitor. You need to link all the information in the exhibit to get extra marks. Yes, Abbas, I understand. I like it, Busola. Good one. Nicely. One more minute, guys. Ria, you are saying it has increased by $752. That's it, or is it 752,000? Please be careful with the statistics. This is going to the board. It's $752,000, right? Yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah. All right, guys. So Wali, don't like your amounts. You're just saying 492325675. No, you need to mention the currency and the denominations as well. You will lose professional marks if you don't mention the right denominations and the currencies. Good, Nandana. Good, Minahil. Nice. Lisa, no. First, you have to explain how much the income has gone up or down. So the grand statistics on the P&L you have not mentioned. Good, Wakas. Aisha, you're not mentioning statistics. First, you have to explain how much the revenue has gone up. And then you start giving reasons, right? Yes, Bushola, I prefer dollar variances and not percentage. Okay, Karthik, that's good, but you have not mentioned the KPI, the income per visitor, in your answer. Very good, Saad. I like it. Good, Harsh. All right, guys. So I just need 5 more minutes. Okay, I'm just closing all this down. Can I close it? All right, guys. I just need 5 more minutes. Did you apply this? So did you try and think like a CFO, think maturely, you're explaining to the board? You know, once you start imagining that you are the CFO in the case study and you're writing to the board, helping them understand, it will really make things easy for you. Now, do you think today's session was helpful? Especially the drafting bit, the discussions, the role plays, you know, people thinking. And I don't want So in today's class, there are my paid students as well, but I'm more interested in those students who are not in my paid batch. They're just attending the webinar. So I think, right. So I just want to inform you that right after the webinar, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my revision practice classes will be starting on from 16th of May. I will be doing 5 SBL. So my paid students already, we will be doing all this. 5 SBL questions, 3 mocks, 1 mock checking, all these things, right? This is the schedule of the thing. So you see, one case study will take 2 days because we will spend like 8 hours on each case study. Second case study, third case study, then we will have first mock, then another case study, then second mock, then another case study, then third mock, and then finally a grand revision on 4th of June. So if you guys who are not in my paid batches as yet, if you want to join this revision practice session, you must message on this number, and please enroll as the classes will start from Monday, right? If you have any questions, you can message on to that guy. No Abbas. Jihan is saying, will you correct our answer like this? In the practice classes, it will be the same way as I did now, that you will draft your answer, send it on the chat, and I will take a quick look. Okay, I will just correct one proper mock exams. How much is the fee? It's $90 US, and for Pakistan based students it is 13,000 PKR. Emmanuel, why we choose top 3? Because we cannot explain because of time limitations. We have to restrict. So I just selected top 3, top 2. It was just a subjective thing. I cannot share group link, Samuel. You need to write to this guy who will share you the group link. So timing of these classes, 8 p.m. Pakistan time till almost midnight, like right now. Yes, I will share a list of important topics. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow in the first half, I will talk about exam techniques. Okay, very, very important. And then in the second half, we will do another question like we did today. I will pick some other topics so that you understand linking and drafting. Third day, again, we will talk about some other things, technical articles, this and that, a list of important topics, and one more big question. All right, guys. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow and 8:30 p.m. Pakistan time, same link which you have used today. Okay, so those classes will be recorded as well, the practice session. So if there's a clash, you can view it on the next day as well. All right, guys, I'm very tired. So thank you so much for joining. I will see you guys tomorrow with new energy. Till then, take care and good night.